Well, how are we doing, everybody? Welcome back. As you can see, I'm out in the shop today. We've had a couple days of pretty substantial rains here in southern Illinois, and the wood yard is just a little bit too damp. We've got some oak out at the farm we need to go get, but we're going to give it a little while to dry out. It is very windy outside right now, so hopefully that helps. But as you can see, I have a package sitting here in front of me. Had a company reach out to me here, and as you've seen, this is a 3-in-1 chipper sent to me by the company called Bilt Hard out of California. I know you guys have seen this on another channel, but this couldn't have came at a better time. We've got some ideas that are going to help us in the wood yard with the same thing y'all are going through, and that's mud season. Just about the time you get some time to get out and get after your firewood, you get rain and mud. So I'm going to get this unboxed. We're probably going to throw it in time lapse, and I'm not going to yap a whole lot about it right now because I don't know nothing about it. I've never owned a chipper, but they were good enough to send this to me to try out. So we're going to get this put together, and when you see the rest of this video, we're going to be out. We got a pile of brush over here as big as my whole garage from working next door. And we're going to start chipping up some of that brush and really start to use this thing and kind of get to know it. So stay tuned for that. So let's get this in time lapse and get it put together. All right, so let's get the rest of this open and see what we got here. Very heavy box, I can tell you that. This thing, 133.5 pound shipping weight. There's the company right there, Bilt Hard. And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna get most of these parts out, get them opened up. And Evan's probably gonna either have to help me pull this up out of here, or I'm just gonna cut the box. Engine oil. Even sent the funnel. Nuts and bolts. I don't know what that's for. Just kidding, that's a wheel. We know what that is. I hope there's a second wheel, or it might be a little leaning. Oh yeah.
Number 2. This part right here is stuck.
Okay, I think the rest of it is underneath. So go ahead and drag that box out of the way. All right, we've got quite a little bit of assembly, so we are gonna put you guys in time lapse while you're staring at Evan's back, and we're gonna get this dude put together. All right, real quick, I wanted to stop the time lapse. Of course, you get a Bilt Hard owner's manual, but what they did, what I thought was nice, for those of you all like me that don't like reading, they give you a quick start. And right there, the first thing, install the wheels using the M8 by 12 bolts.
And all of
Every
these,
one of these are all labeled, so it's those right there.
Right here, you can see they got a little piece of paper in there that says M8 by 12.
So this here installation, the hardest part is going to be finding the right size wrenches, but it looks like they're all relatively close. So All right, back to time lapse. We just thought we'd point that out because that's really nice that everything is labeled very well. And so you're not digging through, it's all separately packaged. So good job so far on that, Bilt Hard. Well, we're just finishing up the last 3 here. What'd that take, Evan? How long?
I had my time whenever we started at about 10:28, and it's 11:07 right now.
And I would say of that, what, 30 some minutes, half of it was looking for the right size metric sockets and wrenches.
Yeah. So I kept track of it. I used an 8mm, a 9mm, a 10mm, an 11mm, a 12mm, and a 14mm.
Yeah, so first critique, it looks like it's built really nice. Everything fit together really nice. We didn't have any alignment issues, and it was relatively easy. I think anybody could do this with those simple instructions. The only downfall is a third of your time is going to be finding the right size wrenches and sockets. So I would think some of these could have probably been the same size, and that would have made it a little easier. But other than that, real happy with the fit and finish on it. All we got left is to put some oil and gas in it. And you've seen they sent the oil with it. So that was pretty good, and even a funnel. Last one here. It's even got a fuel gauge on top of the tank to let you know how, that's pretty neat, how much fuel's left in there when you run it. All right. It's kind of neat that there's not a handle sticking out to move it around. They incorporated that in the hopper here. So I do like that. So it'll just be really easy to grab it and roll it around with the actual hopper. And then when you're walking around it, you're not getting anything tangled in some sort of a handle that's sticking out. So like I said before, guys, I know nothing about this. I do, of course, know that you can stick small branches and stuff down into here. And then you've also got this chute for pardon the air compressor. It's also got this chute here for some up to 3-inch branches that will be easier to feed down into there. So yeah, we're gonna get it oiled up and gassed up and start playing with it. And the next time you see us with this, you're gonna see how it works. I mean, that's what it's all about. You don't want to sit here and listen to me ramble on it. I don't know nothing about it yet, so stay tuned for that, guys. But so far, real happy with the maneuverability and even for storing it. All right, so we're not using it yet, but I forgot one important thing that came as well. I had it sitting over here. They send a bag, kind of like a bagger, for collecting the chips, and it unzips. And actually, for homeowners working in a yard and stuff like that, that'll be kind of cool to keep the mess down. And this is where the discharge is on the unit. It discharges down. You can adjust it up and down a little bit. It's not like the conventional ones you see spraying it, which would have been kind of nice, but for getting it in a trailer. But with this bag, and it shows how to attach it, but you get it around here, and I think there's a hole somewhere in this bag. And like I said, I will get back with you guys on that, but it will, yeah, there's a hook right there. And if I can find it, or maybe it just actually hooks on the, anyway, there's like a little hook loop right here. And then I think it just shoots it straight into the bag, but I will figure that all out later. But at least you can bag it and then pick it up and dump it into a trailer. Yeah, there you go. Evan's smarter than me.
So it's just got like a cinch on it. And I guess you just cinch it around that little hook right there and it stays on there, I guess.
But our plan for getting chips to the wood yard, this is going to work out because we could chip right into the bag if we don't want to scoop them with a shovel, dump them in the trailer.
Yep.
So, all right, next time you see it, we're going to be getting it dirty.
I don't think there's a throttle.
So, all right, everybody, we got oil in it. Evan just put a little bit of gas in it, and it's kind of similar to like a Honda engine. It's a 224cc motor by Bilt Hard, and there's a on and off switch over here, fuel shut off, and choke, just like so the gas is on, and you're going to start it to that side. So this is the first pull.
Should I prime it a little bit, just with gas or what?
Give her a rip. Oh my God. Well, you've seen quite a little bit of smoke and stuff come out of there, but I let the choke on too long. But first pull, pretty impressive, honestly, and you just barely pulled it.
All I did, maybe once or twice off camera, was just go real slow, just to
prime it.
But yeah, that was 100% first pull.
Well, all right. So we just need to get it out and get it dirty now. All right, everybody, welcome back. It is the next day, although I appear to be wearing the same sweatshirt. It's just my firewood cutting sweatshirt. So we're over here next door near the big brush pile from all the work we've been doing here. So I'll just kind of pan around. We got the 3-in-1 shredder from Bilt Hard here. Evan's here. Are you here?
Yeah.
He's here. And as you can see, there's the new wood yard over there in the background. So just give you a little idea of where we're at, just across from the house. And I know that the camera does not do this brush pile justice, but it's a big one. So we wanted to bring you guys back. Yesterday afternoon, we had the chance to get over here and use the new 3-in-1 shredder that was sent to me by Bilt Hard. And if you could see the opening there for the side feed, you could see it's got rub marks in it. We shred a whole, or about a half a trailer of chips there. So we learned a lot yesterday. We learned a couple things right off the bat the hard way, and that's exactly why I wanted to use this machine a little bit. We learned it's very easy to start. Every time we start it, first pull out of the box and it started. It's very easy to start. We also learned that feeding it in from the top, let me see if I can get an angle down on this. As you can see, hopefully that's focusing. There's a wheel inside of there that comes off the shaft of the motor. when you feed stuff in from that top, that wheel is spinning like this. So when it comes in, it grabs it, and you better not have a hold of it because it sucks it down through there so fast. Shoots it out the side, but it leaves more of a longer shreds. And what we were after was more of a chip. So feeding it in through the front, it's hitting those choppers kind of across the grain. So you get finer chips, and Evan's grabbing some here to give you an idea of the difference.
Here's what we're talking about. When you feed it in the top, you get stuff like this a lot. You do get a little bit of this, but when you feed it in the side, you get all this. And this is just, you can see, little chips. And that's what we're after. As soon as we put the first piece in the top, we got some stuff like this, and we pretty much said that we're just going to use the front because it gives you better chips.
Now we will say, feeding it through the top with your smaller brush, it does grab it, pull it down in there easier. Trying to shove it in the side chute there is a little bit harder, but we're just going to use it and show you. And right away, this is not an industrial grinding machine. We have no intentions on grinding this much brush. It's just the brush that we have. But what I will say, for a homeowner, cleaning up shrubs, trimming your trees in your yard, it's a good machine for that. Now, I learned right away yesterday afternoon that that front chute has got a 3-inch diameter maximum. With that being said, I shoved a 3-inch piece in it, and it got lodged in there. If you're gonna put stuff into the max size of that chute, you have to make sure it's pretty straight. If not, as it goes down into the chute, it gets caught because there is a little bit of a bend going into the chopping wheel. A big industrial machine would have teeth that would pull that material in and force it to go in there. This one doesn't. It goes as you feed it. Now, if you feed a short piece in there, it will grab it and suck it through. But if it's long with a bend in it, you got to kind of finagle it down in there. But enough yapping. We are going to set up and just put it to use. And what we've done, because we realize this is an industrial machine, we're not just going to grab full pieces out of there. What we did is just kind of went along the edge here and chopped some of the ends off. And we've got a small pile here. Because at the end of the day, the reason I wanted this machine is I called a tree service 4 times that said he was going to bring me some chips for the wood yard. I know a lot of you out there are going through mud season on and off like we are. And in the beginning of this video, I panned down and showed you the mud that keeps splashing up about the first 4 or 5 courses of wood in the wood yard. And when you go to deliver that, after a full year of that happening, that wood is just dusty and dirty, and I don't like that. So when Bilt Hard reached out to me and wanted to know if I wanted to collaborate, I said, yes, send me a chipper. I really need one. And anytime we're going to be doing projects for homeowners, removing small trees and stuff, it will be great to take this along. So we're going to shut up now, or I will. Evan can't hardly get a word in edgewise, and we're going to just show you what it'll do. And by the way, that bag works perfect. Goes right into the bag. We just take it off and dump it right in the trailer. So if you're not wanting to save it, it just blows it right on the ground. Just move the machine every so often, and it works perfect. So here we go. All right, so Evan's going to fire it up, but we're just going to see if it's going to prove me wrong. Evan, take your glove off and just stick your hand on that muffler to prove that we're going to do a cold start here. Not that we just want to make sure everybody understands how easy it is to start. That's the first thing I noticed right away. First pull again. one thing we have noticed, when you get the bag almost full, it starts spitting chips out. So there you go. So we're going to continue to grind here and see if we can get a full trailer, and then we're going to take you guys back home to the wood yard and show you what we're doing with it. I don't think we're going to get this whole pile done today though. All right, everybody, we're going to run this load home and show you what a difference it's making in between the rows of firewood in the wood yard. Now I know you all are smarter than me, so you already figured out why we wanted the chips. As you can see here behind me, what a difference this has already made. Last night, messing around with the shredder, we got this whole first row of firewood all chipped, no more mud. And Evan, as you can see right here, is backed up, and we had a little bit of start last night. So go ahead, Evan. What a difference this is going to make. Already, this new firewood down here at the bottom, you can see that color. This mud is splashing up on it. So when this company reached out to me, I was like, you know what? I don't do a lot of collaborations, but this is something we can actually utilize. And I got a lot of family that lives in town, although of course, they did not send me 2 of these to pass it on to one of you out there. I'm going to be able to loan this thing out. Anybody who's got shrubs or anything, it'll be perfect for that. If they're needing to grind up stuff like that, it's going to work, and it works well. And I know when we were over, as you can see, we haven't done this one yet. And you could see that mud right there on the bottom. It aggravated me when we went to deliver this past season. And this here is really noticeable. You could really tell that color right there. And I don't like that. To me, if it's gonna look like that, you might as well throw it on the ground. So I'm gonna get over here and let you watch Evan fling a little bit of chips, but that's the whole point of going ahead and taking this collaboration for this chipper. And it works very well. And I think they retail from their company for around $4.99. They are going to offer a link to me that'll be in the description at the end of the video. I will put the company's website, Bilt Hard, and they're going to offer a 6% discount to any of you. So that's the only way I'm able to pay it forward. So if any of y'all are looking for a small, I would call Homeowner Chipper. Pretty inexpensive, gets shipped right to your door. They had this thing to me in 2 days. So what a difference this is going to make, not only when we're walking back and forth, but that firewood is going to stay a lot cleaner. So it's got quite a bit more in there. Man, you guys hear that pipe over there? Kind of makes a fella have to go. This is our solution. Call it small, call it a little bit more work, but you know what? It's working. So we're going to finish this up. And guys, for the link to the description and everything to this Bilt Hard machine, it'll be down there in the description, like I said. Look it up. If you're in need for something like this, I will just tell you, if you're a homeowner, it will work. If you're a arborist or something like that, this is not the machine for you unless you're just dealing with shrubbery and small branches. And I know you've seen us feeding a lot of it into the side chute. That's because we wanted those kind of chips. We didn't want the shreds. It would have been way faster and way easier to feed that little stuff in. I think up to a 1/2 inch or better. We'll go through the top, just right at a 1/2 inch. I just didn't want those shreds. We wanted this nice stuff to walk on. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I know wasn't a whole lot of wood cutting, but there is some wood in the video. And we sure did shred a lot of it, that's for sure. So appreciate you guys being here if you stuck around to the end. Until next time, like always, get outside.
See ya.